Sandy smashed her way into history.
It was unbelievable. I never saw anything like that in my life.
Slamming into the East Coast, punching her way through the most densely populated corner of the country.
A bunch of us saw a transformer blow up outside the window.
Paralyzing the nation's biggest city, setting fires, taking down whole neighborhoods, swamping streets and homes, and taking her place in the record books. Tonight, from the Carolinas to Ohio, millions of families and businesses have no power. Sandy made landfall a little more than 24 hours ago south of Atlantic City. Waves roared right up to its famous casinos. In Connecticut, seawater flooded whole streets, trees downed power lines. Torrents of water rushed into Ground Zero in Lower Manhattan. A fire out of control just over the river in Queens. Flooding prevented firefighters from getting to the flames. Mayor Bloomberg had a blunt directive for New Yorkers.
Please, 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 do not call 911 if it is not a life-threatening emergency. You are putting other people's lives at risk by occupying the lines.
As the winds howled, social media was a mecca. People shared pictures and stories of a terrifying night.
I was petrified because the wind up there, you felt like you were eating turbulence on an airplane.
And then came the morning after. Up and down the East Coast, millions woke up to this. No light, no heat, no water at their door. And bizarre scenes, boats tossed onto train tracks, a roller coaster in the Atlantic, and in West Virginia, an early snowfall.
This was a devastating storm, maybe the worst that we have ever experienced.
In New York City, an eerie quiet at morning rush hour. Corrosive seawater was still spilling down the subway steps, shutting down the nation's largest transit system. Commuter tunnels were flooded end to end, cars floating where they'd been parked. By afternoon, that fire in Breezy Point, Queens, one of the hardest hit communities in New York, was still smoldering. It had devoured more than 100 houses. In Fairfield, Connecticut, authorities were rescuing people by boat. But the damage there was not as bad as had been feared.
The windows all look completely intact.
That roof's on.
Unbelievable how lucky we are.
That was not the case in New Jersey. This aerial video shows the extent of the damage. For millions on the Jersey shore, a way of life had been swallowed by the sea. Further in the town of Moonachie, flooding stranded 800 people, and rescues continued throughout the day. President Obama